What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are not talking about cryptocurrency necessarily. We are talking about CBDCs. I've come to find that it's somewhat of a hot topic, and I just want to weigh in on it because I feel like a lot of people have the wrong state of mind with this, and maybe this can help you not just be a mouthpiece, whoever you are, maybe, and everybody. This is my opinion, okay? Whenever I say these things, I can be wrong, just as I can be right as well. It's my opinion. But the only thing that I hear is that CBDCs are a bad thing. Okay, and there are bad things about them. Sure, there are bad things about them, but really, what it is a technological advancement in the way that we handle currency. And I want to explain first. If this is like la 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 to your ears, just hear me out. Okay, everybody talks about it. I hear a lot of people on socials talk about it like it's gonna bring the end of the world upon us. It's going to limit our privacy. It's going to prevent us from spending things on what we want to spend. We won't be able to tip anybody, blah blah blah, or like under the table transactions will go away. I want to say that all that stuff is more or less either blown out of proportion or it's a lie. It's one of the two. And let me just first start by explaining what I feel like a lot of people don't explain. They just use the acronym CBDC. It's a central bank digital currency. The US dollar, to put it in perspective, give you an idea of what this is. The US dollar is a central bank currency. It's just minus the digital. It's central bank currency. Okay, this is just a way to turn your dollar digital. To put it in perspective, over 80%. Let's actually look it up right now. How much money is spent digitally, right? Is it two L's? I think so. Each year, a year, yeah, a year is fine. How much money is spent digitally a year? In comparison to cash. Let's see here. 2023 statistics. Fortunately, let's see here. Americans carried an average of $67 in cash on them in 2021. Cash accounted for just 19% of all payments. Okay, so that means 81% of all payments are done digitally. Okay, so right now they're working on these central bank digital currencies, but we already spend 81% of the total spending in the world through digital means. We use our debit card, whatever. You deposit your cash, you do online spending, you use your debit card. It is digital spending, right? So the idea that they can lock you out of your accounts and prevent you from spending your own money on what you want to spend if CBDCs come out, guys, they can already do that. You guys remember the Canadian trucker incident? Whenever all those Canadian truckers got frozen out of their bank accounts. Have you ever not paid your taxes on time or gotten in trouble with the law in a bad way, and they literally can take money right out of your account without your permission? I mean, they don't need your permission at that point because you owe them, or they can just freeze your accounts if you've been bad enough. I've never been there, but I've heard plenty of stories of where that kind of stuff happens. Your assets get frozen, right? Even if you have your assets overseas, if the government wants to come after your money, man, they can freeze your accounts and you can deposit it all in cash and they can still freeze it. So digital, not digital, they can already do that. This is what I mean by things are blown out of proportion. The idea that your privacy is going to go away. Guys, what are you watching this on right now? Are you watching it on a laptop? Are you watching it on your smartphone, most likely? If you really care about privacy, get rid of that stuff. Get rid of the stuff that connects you to the internet. They can collect cookies and get all the information they want, man. Stop using Facebook, Instagram. Like, all these people are posting about how it's going to be a violation of their privacy, and they're posting it on Instagram. They're posting it on Facebook. They're posting it on TikTok, where they have all the rights to your privacy. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense. And I get it. A centralized bank digital currency would definitely have an easier trail to track than a dollar would. But over 80% of spending is already done. The idea that cash is just going to go away is a lie. It's a lie. They will probably never get rid of cash. Cash will not be gone in our lifetime. And here's why. Here's how I know that. And here's how you should know it too. Think about it like this. Maybe there's some of you that trust the government. They think that the government, everybody in the government's doing their best job to help the people. Maybe that's true. I don't think so. I think that the government does shady shit, and they spend money on shady shit. They do a lot of under the table deals. How do they do that? Do you think they do that through digital means, or do you think they do that with physical means like cash, right? Like literally with cold hard cash, or with physical goods. There's always going to be, the reason why cash won't go away is because shady players, which the world is run by shady players. And I mean, I'm not a conspiracy. I mean, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know, but the way I see it, the world is run by shady characters. They need a way to transact money. Ergo, they're not going to only make digital currency the only means of spending money. Cash is never going to go away. So that the idea that when CBDCs come out, it's the end of the world, that it's the end of privacy, it's the end of cash as we know it. That's a lie. It's literally a lie. And this is something that happens anytime that an advancement in technology takes place. Whenever the dollar got off the gold standard, people said that was the end of America. That was the end of the dollar. You know, everything's going to hell, and it wasn't. Whenever we first had debit cards come out, I mean, I hear stories about my grandpa or grandpa, papa. If you're watching this, I hear stories about you, sir, cutting up my Mimi's my who's my grandma, but I call her Mimi. Cutting up her debit card, her credit card, because you didn't understand the technology that, you know, like debiting, crediting, it's just a digital form of money. It's okay to like go into debt and make like build credit, all that stuff. You know, on a side note, all the billionaires in the world all have debt. Okay, there's a commonality there. If you think that you need to not be in debt to get rich, you're thinking of it wrong. All of the billionaires in the world are in debt. That should say something. But back to the main point. Whenever new technology comes out, people said the same stuff about 5G. People said the same thing about 4G, 3G, whenever all this stuff happened, Wi-Fi. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are negative side effects to all of those things. But did the world end? Did we all become zombies? Did we all get brainwashed whenever 5G came out? No. You don't have a 5G phone? That's cool. I bet someone else in your complex, in your neighborhood, there's towers that have those waves going off. Is everybody still fine? Did the birds all die? No. I'm just trying to say that when we get an advancement in technology, which is exactly what this is, it's a digital form of the dollar, but it's more secure. People always, like, since the beginning of time, man. First time that a TV was created, first time a car was created, you know, like, people said that this was going to be the end of everything. And it's the end of certain things. Unfortunately, it is, you know, certain things get left behind as we progress technologically. But you either stand in the way of progress and get run over, or you join the side of progress. That's just what it is. And this is progress to some degree. It's not progress in a sense of privacy. By no means is it. But if the government, if the powers that be are dumb enough to eliminate cash and make CBDCs the only form of currency, we can track where all the money goes, guys. That would be a good thing. That lack of privacy for us, but a lack of privacy for them too, that would be a good thing, man. All this, we would be able to see where all the shady money goes. We'd be able to see if politicians are being paid off, even though, you know, it's pretty blatant anyways. But like, you can literally have physical evidence of it. They're not going to want that. So the idea that this is going to get rid of cash itself is just it's just wrong. Here's something else that I want to talk about. How much money is hacked through credit card, and ergo digitally? How much money is literally stolen through credit card fraud digitally? 32.34 billion. A CBDC, that was in 2021. These numbers only go up, right? Or I guess 2019 it was higher than it was in 2020, so maybe it's down now. But a CBDC will be running on a blockchain, okay? It'll be easier to track things like credit card fraud. The amount of money, it'll be immensely harder for these hackers, for these people who are just low-life scum stealing money from people who don't know any better. Or, you know, maybe they're smart also, and I mean, they just like get a hold of your information somehow and they can steal your money. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if you know any better or not. There are ways to hack your money too, but with the CBDC it becomes incredibly harder. It's incredibly more secure. It is an advancement in technology. And I feel like I've kind of run out of talking points beyond this. I might have missed some stuff. Please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments as to what this is. I just thought that I would kind of play the devil's advocate here, because everything that I hear about CBDCs, it's all bad. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that the central banks having more of an idea of how we're doing spending, I don't think that's good for anybody. I value my privacy. Not that it matters, right? We're not doing anything wrong with our money, but like why do you need to know my stuff? But at the end of the day, it'll be quicker, companies like Visa are going to become what's the word? Like there won't be any debiting anymore. So the whole like Visa collects money on like whether it's like 2% or 0.2% on every transaction, that will go down immensely because there won't be a Visa anymore. It'll be bank and then like your wallet, which the bank, it's a centralized bank currency, and then it runs straight to the store through the blockchain, and the bank is the one processing it, right? So it's gonna and it'll be a lot cheaper, a lot quicker to transact. It'll happen far more instantaneously than going through a third party system. And maybe I guess if it's a central bank digital currency, it still is a third party system, but it will be quicker. I mean, like I might have fumbled my words there on my meanings there for a second there. If I say there one more time, drink. But it is only going to make cash spending, and it won't be cash. It'll be digital cash spending faster, cheaper, and safer. It will be all those things. Will it violate your privacy a little bit more? Sure. Do you care about that? Get off your smartphone, throw it in the lake, get off the internet, get off Facebook, get off all your social medias. If you really mean that, then do that. But I don't think anybody really means that. It's all just like a fear-mongering, like kind of worry of new technology, which is normal. We do this historically. It's just how we are as human beings. We're skeptical of things that, especially things that the government produces or the powers that be in the world, the central banks, and we have every right to be skeptical. But the thing is, guys, it's progress. It's progress at the end of the day. And if you get in the way of progress, you're going to get left behind. It was the same thing. Again, it was the same thing whenever cell phones came out, whenever debit cards came out, whenever 5G came out. It'll be the same thing on the next technological advancement, and that's all this is. It's technological advancement. So I'm not saying that they can't use this for nefarious ways. I 100% am aware of that. I'm just saying that it's not all bad, okay? And that's really all I got to say. So maybe for anybody that gets in an argument with somebody or this becomes a discussion, maybe you can just be a little bit more aware or at least have a different opinion besides just the classic like fear-mongering stuff with the CBDC stuff. I hope I didn't lose anybody. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I could be missing something myself, so please leave in the comments if you disagree, why you disagree. If you agree, you can leave your comments too, but I appreciate all you guys. I hope you have a good day. And I know this wasn't so much about crypto, but it was just something, I've been seeing it a lot, so I figured I'd weigh in on it. Anyways, have a good day, everybody. Take care.